Major issue in Lagos State that we must talk about
Oh boy.
this morning is the issue of the traffic that happened yesterday. Now, recall that it was a horrific experience for residents in Lagos State after being trapped in severe gridlock for hours due to the closure of the Independence Bridge. Now, the federal government had earlier announced that the bridge will be closed starting April the 1st for essential maintenance, and its completion is expected to end in May 2025. However, this move resulted to heavy traffic, leaving many residents helpless, including me. Meanwhile, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has directed the immediate reopening of the Independence Bridge on Lagos Island. This directive was disclosed by the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, Engineer Olukorede Kisha, in a telephone interview with TVC News. Sarah Eku captured these moments yesterday. She has the details.
It's just a day after the Eid al-Fitr holiday, and residents in Lagos, particularly those commuting to the island, have had to brace 6 to 7 hours gridlock for a trip that should take about 30 minutes. On Monday, the federal government has announced the closure of the Independence Bridge for maintenance and rehabilitation from the 1st of April to the end of May 2025. For commuters and motorists plying Obalende to Falomo Overhead Bridge, heading to Victoria Island, Lekki and Ajah, the closure has become a nightmare in just a few hours after the planned closure. They were not the only ones affected. Even those using the Third Mainland Bridge and other connecting routes were stranded. As at 7:30 p.m., commuters were seen walking for kilometers after spending up to 6 hours in vehicles stuck in the gridlock. The situation has led to a significant increase in transport fares, with some drivers hiking prices by 75% to 100% to compensate for the extra fuel consumed during the gridlock.
I got the notification, I think, about 2 weeks back, but right now we didn't know it was going to be this hectic and all, because today is a disaster. I was actually on a work trip to just finish what I was doing. I'm on a project, so but I couldn't even, I've not achieved anything today. I feel I'm very drained, tired, and I don't know.
Before we reach Third Mainland, there's nothing. After Third Mainland Bridge, coming to Ikoyi side, we used for more than 4 hours now.
Since 2:30, I leave my office to take my car to Baker. Even up to now, I just find a way to get back to office now. I don't even know where am I going to get to office back to, because if I park this car now, I will go back to Papa. I don't even know how am I going to do.
In a phone conversation, the Controller of Works confirmed that following an outcry from commuters and motorists in Lagos, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has directed the immediate reopening of the Independence Bridge. She says efforts are ongoing to ensure palliative works are carried out on the already opened bridge to make it motorable.
Emergency repairs that will enable us to open the bridge is ongoing at the moment, while those major repairs for which cause the bridge was closed will be done at a later date. It's a major link into envisage what is happening, but we felt it is better not to have an emergency at hand, because we have been looking at that bridge and it has been awarded for repairs for long.
Although the stop work order sounds like the best news for commuters and motorists on the island, it may not be immediate, as contractors are working to patch the bridge under construction. The Controller of Works has also clarified that the necessary repair works of the bridge would be carried out on a later date. Sarah Eku, TVC News, Lagos.
All right. I was a victim of that traffic. I want to begin from there. I'm still feeling the impact. Never in my life have I driven in traffic for almost 4 hours yesterday, and that's because of the time I even left the office. It was horrifying. It was terrible. Yes, we understand what the government intends to do to repair the bridge such that it's in a very good shape, and that people can ply that route without any issues. But the impact yesterday, reverberated across Victoria Island and even after Victoria Island, and it wasn't funny at all.
No, yesterday I ate my lunch and my dinner in the traffic. You know, when you're in traffic and you see anything, please, you're just buying it, you're just eating, because no, it was crazy yesterday.
I couldn't do that because I was behind
the wheel. You were driving.
I was behind the wheel, so I couldn't even bother to say, okay, come. That was not there. I just wanted to leave the traffic.
I can imagine the frustration.
Yeah.
You're sitting down in your car, you know, it's supposed to be your safe zone, so to say, and you get really tired because you are just sitting down there and the traffic is not moving an inch and all that. But let's look at the importance of that bridge. It's the most, I think, the only link between CMS and Victoria Island. For that kind of maintenance to be done, you don't only look for alternative routes, and right now there are only two, Falomo and the Ikoyi link bridge to Lekki Phase 1. Those two are not enough, considering the volume of traffic that leaves the mainland to the island and back to the mainland every day. So you can imagine how it was. If it was moving like 4 or 5 inches every 2 minutes, it would have been okay. But then you are there, just standing there, one place.
I spent 2 hours or over 2 hours at a particular road. Because that stretch of road, it's a long one, and you could see the frustration on the eyes of a lot of persons. Some were driving recklessly, and I agree with you, Etoma, that we did not understand the magnitude. We did not take into consideration the magnitude of the volume of traffic that flows through that axis. It is somewhere I follow every day. And I could see that the volume of traffic, that wasn't put into consideration, one. Secondly, what I noticed yesterday was that LASMA, you could barely find them anywhere to control the traffic.
They were overwhelmed.
And
I was gonna, I think they were overwhelmed as well.
I don't think they were overwhelmed, because I know how they control traffic on the mainland. We have experienced traffic on the mainland, and we see them everywhere. Now we know that there's a repair going to happen.
You would expect them to be there in their numbers.
On the island, VI, for instance, you expect to see them everywhere because they are supposed to be working hand in glove with the Ministry of Works.
Yes.
And so they are to be in every red spot where you know that, okay, if we are not here, drivers will drive anyhow, and then there'll be a gridlock. And so we should be here to control traffic. On that stretch of road, I could only find one. Thirdly, I saw several police posts where policemen also contribute. When we have a situation like this, they come also out to help ease the traffic, direct people. But you see, on that booth that I saw that's meant for police, that's the police post, I was seeing children playing there. And I was wondering,
and then a lot of beggars as well.
When did the police post become a place where children now find as a playground? So it goes to show that there are still gaps. If we know that this is a temporary opening of the bridge, that according to the Ministry of Works, that they will open to traffic, but it's going to be temporary. But they have to ensure that measures are put in place. In case they do not know, I said, let me help them report the issue
but
now.
even my fear in the whole thing is because if you see the damage that has been done to the road, like the holes are deep. So even them saying they want to open the road, I'm even scared. So will motorists be able to pass through the road?
Our reporter, Sarah, said that they will look at how to cover up that road. Because ordinarily, if you are repairing that kind of road, you are supposed to open it up gradually. As they normally do for Third Mainland. That's why I said earlier on, like he alluded, they did not consider or think that the volume of traffic on that route was as heavy as it showed yesterday. Now they know the implication. So if they are going to cover up a part of that bridge, they will need to do that quickly. So that you'll be walking on one end and people can still navigate through another end. Even though slow, it will ease traffic on every other access route. VI has very limited, exit and entry points, and that one is a major one. So we cannot totally close it up like that. So something has to be done.
I'm just hoping it gets better, because what we experienced yesterday, I hope it doesn't happen again today, because a lot of people with motion sickness as well went through hell yesterday. We just hope it gets better.
We saw quite a number of frustrated people acting out yesterday. When the Third Mainland Bridge was closed, the first 3 days was harrowing. You know, I think it's what's repeating itself. But after a while, people will get to the rhythm. People will do alternative arrangements for them.
Hey, let me sound like Ghanaian. Hey, Charlie. 2 months. It is supposed to be closed for 2 months.
Yes,
people will not get.
People can never get adjusted.
Some people slept over in the office. Have you? Don't forget that.
We had all these kind of arguments for the Third Mainland Bridge, and
I'm not eating my lunch and dinner in the traffic today as well.
There were alternative routes for people to access the mainland, from the to access the island at that point.
Yes.
So it was easy to say, you know what, we are going through this place and this place will avoid. But this is a major road if you want to get into the island.
Or out of the island.
Or out of the island. So a lot needs to be done with regards to that. I don't know how they intend to do this, but something has to be done. Well, we have to leave the conversation
at this point
here now, because there's a lot to be said with regards to this matter of the traffic, but perhaps today you will not eat in traffic.
I hope so. If not, I'm making amala in the traffic. I hope people were even cooking Indomie and all of that. You guys will get a red baku in the traffic.
Anyway, we have